fans, welcome back for the second half of tonight's Rwl Sn Rl from Arlington, Texas. Well, that first half was definitely a ride, and the second half is shaping up to be just as exciting.
As mentioned earlier, we're just a few weeks into the 2025 Sweet Revenge Summer Tour. And yeah, things are definitely heating up. Tonight's second half matches, involving a great many key players, in further upcoming drama. And no lies told, for the most part, I do love watching it all develop. Except for the sectarians, because I hates them bastards.
Deep breaths, Johnny. We're fresh out of sectarian matches tonight, but what we have got will make you forget all about them.
That's right, Wally. Tell them about the second half card opener.
With pleasure, we start the second half big, with John Bradshaw Layfield returning this week and going straight for the modern-day Maharaja Jinder Mahal in what should be an explosive Legends Division match.
Welcome back, fans. Our second half opening contest, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Sweetwater, Texas, weighing 305 pounds, JBL John Bradshaw.
Say, Tex, since you haven't expressly forbidden us from talking about this before the show, I'm going to ask the big question, if that's all right.
Ask away, Mr. Cardell.
Well, there have been reports, unsubstantiated ones, that say that you took a meeting earlier this week with not only JBL, but the million-dollar man Ted DiBiase as well. So number one, is it true? And number two, if it is, what was the purpose of the get-together?
Well, damn, Wally, I thought you knew. It is absolutely true. Myself, John Bradshaw Layfield, and Ted DiBiase all had us a sit-down earlier this week. As to the purpose of that sit-down, I really don't want to get too much into that. Let's just say for the moment it was a bunch of rich guys getting together to discuss plans, ways, and means.
Then let's leave it right there for now.
Thanks,
As
Johnny.
for JBL's in-ring activity, he debuted on Rage last week, scoring a win over Mad Dog McKay. And this week, he set his sights on Jinder Mahal because, as Mr. Layfield said, he needs a big star to compete with on Sn Rl. And apparently Jinder meets all of JBL's criteria for being a big star.
I'll drop the subject from here, but I honestly don't believe you got together with those guys to plan out a supercard or anything. Plans, ways, and means sounds a lot more serious. Whatever you have going on, good luck, I guess.
His opponent hailing from the Punjab is the weight 234 pounds. He is the modern-day Maharaja Jinder Mahal.
And I suppose John Bradshaw Layfield chose his opponent wisely, since Jinder Mahal has been very hot recently. Last month alone, the modern-day Maharaja faced off with Scott Hall, Scott Steiner, and Hulk Hogan, and I guess that might be why JBL wanted a match against Jinder. One thing is sure, there's a huge difference between Mad Dog Mark McKay and Jinder Mahal. I hope JBL isn't looking for an easy win, because he probably won't get one.
True. After all, JBL's plans could fall through and backfire, and he could end by getting his ass handed to him by Jinder Mahal. I'm partial to Jinder in this match. Not that I dislike JBL, but Jinder has had lots more time to endear himself to the fans.
Yeah, they have warmed up to him, too. He got a pretty cool reception when he first got here from WWE, but that's all over now. All right, well, let's see what Mr. Layfield and Mr. Mahal have in store for us this evening. All right, referee Tom Kanamura rings the bell. They come center ring. They lock up collar and elbow. Jinder Mahal nails JBL with a neck breaker. Locks him up again. JBL escorted to the ropes. Jinder Mahal yanking the arm up against the rope, using that middle rope for leverage. Gets, a hard right, spins JBL around. Jinder Mahal with a big back suplex. Nicely done by the modern-day Maharaja. Stomp to the midsection. Now a stomp to the shoulder. JBL having his share of problems right about now. Jinder Mahal drives a knee into the chest of JBL. Follows it up with a stomp to the same area. He's warming it up. Big old kick to the chest a third time. JBL catching quite the beatdown from Jinder Mahal. JBL counters with an elbow, slowly makes his way back up to his feet, gets a hold of Jinder, has him up in a front cradle, up over the shoulder, hung up on the top rope. Jinder Mahal gets covered for a pin. 1, 2, only a 2. Jinder Mahal getting that left shoulder up. JBL moves back in on Jinder. Hard whip to the ropes. Back body drop from JBL. John Bradshaw Layfield, definitely a well-known person outside of the wrestling world as well. A financial advisor, he's appeared on many national news programs and the like. JBL gets a hold of Jinder, smashes his head into the turnbuckle. Jinder Mahal hauled halfway across the ring by JBL, who finally seems to have woken up. Okay, here we go into a sleeper hold. JBL releasing it almost immediately, though. Jinder Mahal counters with a couple of kicks. JBL might regret not letting go of that sleeper. JBL taken down by Jinder Mahal. And here we go, right away into the clutch. Center ring. But JBL powers out. Takes down Jinder Mahal. Gets back up on his feet, moves in, locks up Jinder. Has him up over the shoulder. Escorts him towards the far corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. Goes to modern day Maharaja. JBL covers again. 1, 2. But again, just a 2 count. Jinder Mahal making his way back to a standing position while JBL does a little showboating here in Texas. A charge, a kick, and out goes Jinder Mahal out onto the floor. Jinder making his way back up to a standing position. The referee has started the count. Goes behind on JBL. Inverted DDT, slamming his head into the floor. Jinder with a right, a left. JBL puts on the brakes, delivers a headbutt. Rolls Jinder Mahal back inside the ring. JBL gonna take the long way home here. Finally makes his way back inside the ring. Jinder Mahal moves in, hard right, spins JBL around. Jinder Mahal with the callus, slams him down hard, and here, this could be it right here. 1, 2. Another near fall, this time for Jinder Mahal. JBL finding his way out. Jinder Mahal gouging the eyes of JBL. The modern day Maharaja rallying his fans in the hopes of doing some more damage here. Jinder makes his way all the way up to the top turnbuckle as JBL slowly makes his way to a standing position. Jinder changes his mind on the high-risk maneuver. Goes for a basement DDT. JBL rolls out of the ring. Brings himself back inside. Jinder Mahal right there waiting for him. Here we go. We're going to start trading shots. JBL and Jinder Mahal in a bit of a slugfest here. Jinder countered by JBL. Jinder counters JBL. JBL counters Jinder, and oh man, these two are going to wear each other out. A hard right hand from JBL, a kick to the midsection, and a clubbing overhand right. Ends the debate right there, and here's another cover. 1. Only a 1 this time. JBL starting to get a little bit frustrated here. Locks up Jinder Mahal. Hard Irish whip to the ropes, misses with the clothesline from hell. Jinder Mahal with a jumping neck breaker. Gonna exploit JBL's mistake. A stomp to the face of JBL. The modern day Maharaja with a knee right to the side of the head of John Bradshaw Layfield. Jinder Mahal rounds him up, drop toe hold, quickly taken down. Oh, here we go. He's going for the camel clutch again. Referee checking things out, but JBL released from the hold by Jinder Mahal. Couple of hard shots to the side of the head of JBL. Here's another cover from Jinder. 1, 2, but again, another near fall. Jinder Mahal stalking JBL. This could be the end right here. Hard right spins him around. And again, he tried for the gallows, but catches a low shot from JBL. JBL whips him out onto the apron. Hard right hand to Jinder Mahal. Another. And a third out to the floor goes Jinder. JBL follow him on out. JBL. Green and right hands on the head of Jinder Mahal on the outside. Referee's already counting. JBL drives a knee into the head of Jinder Mahal. Another. And now JBL starting to battle back here. Gets a hold of Jinder. Throws him towards the barricades near the far corner. Makes his way back inside himself as the referee continues to count Jinder Mahal. JBL building up a head of steam here, and I think you know where this is going to go. Jinder Mahal makes his way back inside the ring. Here we go. Clothesline from hell. Well, that's going to do it right there. There's a cover and the hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. Not many people get up from the clothesline from hell. JBL wins by pinfall.
The time, 6 minutes and 38 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, John Bradshaw Layfield.
Well, who sees a trend here for John Bradshaw Layfield, looking a little bit busted up, but nonetheless picking himself up a 3-count pinfall win over the modern-day Maharaja Jinder Mahal. 2 for 2. John Bradshaw Layfield, 2 matches, 2 wins, 2 opponents, 2 clotheslines from hell, 2 3-count pinfalls. And we'll be right back with more RWL Sn Rl right after this. Alright, we're moving along. Everybody's feeling good. It's time for a Legends Division Tag Team match as Eric Bischoff brings back Zeus and the Great Khali, all set to lock it up with Bam Bam Bigelow and the Big Boss Man, Law and Disorder.
The following Legends Division Tag Team contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Eric Bischoff, at a combined weight of 670 pounds, the Great Khali, and the human wrecking machine, Zeus. Easy. Definitely with big plans for Zeus and Khali going forward. We've seen them both in singles matches recently, but the big bad boys are back as a unit tonight. Once again, facing Bam Bam and Boss Man. And I'm sure they're hoping for something they haven't had yet. A win over Law and Disorder. Their opponents at a combined weight of 726 pounds, the team of Bam Bam Bigelow and the Big Boss Man, Law and Disorder. The 2 teams have met twice in the past, with Bam Bam and Boss Man prevailing every time. But the way Eric Bischoff has been working them, Zeus and Khali will come into this match at peak focus for sure.
I'm like this. I think Law and Disorder will be making it 3 for 3 tonight. I'm not trying to sell Zeus and Khali short, but they've never even held tag team gold, where Bam Bam and Boss Man are former Legends Tag Champions. For me, it's just the experience factor, but don't expect Eric Bischoff to not try and help his men if necessary.
He just wouldn't be Eric Bischoff if he didn't.
Like I said, best analysts in the world, you guys. The human wrecking machine and Bam Bam Bigelow getting this thing going. The referee sounds the bell. They come center ring. They lock up collar and elbow. Bam Bam Bigelow taking the upper hand on Zeus almost immediately, but Zeus counters it with a big-time back body drop. The human wrecking machine steps out, and here comes the Punjabi Nightmare, the Great Khali. Bam Bam Bigelow takes him to the ropes, tags him with the right, takes him down towards the middle rope. Here we go, Bam Bam. Oh man, drives an elbow into the back of the Great Khali. Steps out, and here comes the Big Boss Man. The Great Khali collides with Boss Man. Boss Man opens up with a series of shots and kicks into an immediate DDT on the Great Khali. Goes after Zeus, but that was not a good plan. Rolling elbow misses the mark as Khali gets back up on his feet. A running kick misses the mark. Boss Man shoved back by the Great Khali. Knee to the midsection from the Boss Man. Khali shoves him back again. Boss Man tags him with a right, spins him around, goes behind, rakes the back with the nails. Ow. Khali whipped to the ropes again. Hip toss from the Boss Man. The Great Khali makes the hot tag to the human wrecking machine Zeus. They lock up. Zeus with Boss Man by the throat. One arm slam. right down to the center of the ring. Boss Man quickly back up, misses with the clothesline. Zeus locks him up. Hard whip to the ropes, over the top rope into the apron for the Boss Man. A shoulder tackle takes him out onto the floor, and Zeus turns his attention to Bam Bam Bigelow as well. Starts tagging him with hard right hands. Bam Bam hangs him up on the top rope just in time for the Boss Man to get back inside the ring. Zeus with a running kick quickly takes him down, follows it up with a stomp to the back of the head. The Human Wrecking Machine starts to unload with right hands on the big Boss Man. Zeus gets his leg swept by Boss Man. Bam Bam Bigelow comes in on an elegant tag. Boss Man makes his way to the corner. Bam Bam Bigelow makes his way to the outside to go after the Human Wrecking Machine, up over the shoulder in the fireman's carry position. And Bam Bam deposits him firmly against the barricade. A most painful situation. Bam Bam Bigelow proceeding to go to work on Zeus on the outside as the referee counts. Bam Bam Bigelow locks him up, drives him into the apron, takes himself on back inside while the referee continues to count on Zeus. And Zeus looks like he's thinking about it, but has to come back inside. Bam Bam gets tagged by the Great Khali. Zeus going to exploit the mistake. A beautiful running bulldog as the Great Khali is tagged in. Bam Bam Bigelow trying to find the way out of town. Finds it. There's the big Boss Man on the tag. Boss Man catches a clothesline from the Great Khali. Khali going after Bam Bam Bigelow too. Pitches him to center ring. Goes after the Boss Man. Boss Man counters with a hard right to the midsection. Locks him up. Boss Man with a beautiful one-arm slam on the Punjabi Nightmare, and here's a cover. 1, 2, but only a 2. Literally just an exact 2. Big Boss Man with a clubbing overhand right on the Great Khali. And a second. Khali face down on the canvas. Boss Man countered with a kick from the Great Khali. Quickly back up on his feet, now going to work on the Big Boss Man. Decides he's going to just leave the parting shot. Turns it over to Zeus. Boss Man standing center ring, charges. Gets taken down with a shoulder tackle from the Human Wrecking Machine. Zeus. Oh, man. He's got Boss Man pinned center ring. Follows it up with a stomp to the lower back. Zeus making his way to the top turnbuckle. Boss Man is laid out. This is not good. Big time crossbody for Zeus. Here's a cover. 1, 2. Boss Man getting the shoulder up. But he definitely took a hell of a shot as the Great Khali comes in on the tag. Boss Man still not up to a standing position yet as Khali goes to work on him. The Great Khali countered with a dragon screw from Boss Man. Boss Man wisely beating it out of town. Here comes Bam Bam Bigelow on the tag. He charges. Beautiful running crossbody from Bam Bam Bigelow, the Beast of the East. Moving in on the Great Khali. Has him back, clubbing overhand right to the chest. Here's a cover with a hook of the leg. 1. But again, just a 1. Gonna be a lot of near falls in this matchup. Bam Bam Bigelow whips Khali to the ropes. Elbows, takes him down to the canvas. Bam Bam right back on him. Another clubbing overhand right to the back. The Great Khali rounded up. Here's a butt bump. All of the weight being slammed into the lower back of the Great Khali. Bam Bam Bigelow goes topside, elbow drop across the lower back of the Great Khali. And another. Bam Bam Bigelow. Real aggressive as he tags in the Big Boss Man. Khali back up on his feet. Clothesline from the Boss Man takes Khali down. They were both trying for it, but Boss Man got there first. Big Boss Man with a kick to the midsection. Another DDT right center ring to the Punjabi Nightmare. Boss Man goes to work on a down. Great Khali steps out. Here comes Bam Bam Bigelow to take over for his team. And Law and Disorder has been firmly in control from the word go. Bam Bam misses with the elbow. Great Khali misses with the kick. Bam Bam nails him with a crossbody. Wow. This one's been fast. The big guys, they move pretty quick. Off the top turnbuckle. Double axe handle to the Great Khali from Bam Bam Bigelow. Now Bam Bam working the leg of the Great Khali. Drives an elbow into the inner thigh of the Great Khali. Now drives the knee right into the floor. Bigelow rounds up Khali. Rolls him back inside the ring. Makes his own way on in. Great Khali looking like he's in some pain. Another knee driven into the canvas by Bam Bam Bigelow. Now Bam Bam on the outer apron talking trash. Not a good thing to do. He gets hung up on the top rope and down he goes. That's not a good thing. The human wrecking machine Zeus brought in on the tag. Bam Bam Bigelow misses with the elbow. Zeus slips into the ropes. An elbow takes Bam Bam down. The human wrecking machine with a headbutt to Bam Bam Bigelow. And now slams the face of Bam Bam Bigelow into the canvas. The human wrecking machine has not done too badly for himself in this match, but the advantage still goes to Law and Disorder so far. Bam Bam Bigelow laid out in enemy territory. Zeus rounds him up. Gets a hold of him by the throat, slams him down. The human wrecking machine really going to work on Bam Bam Bigelow. Close to his team's corner. Bam Bam counters with an enziguri, takes Zeus down. Bam Bam, oh, Zeus goes behind, tags him with the right, whips him to the far corner, nails him with a splash, and down he goes, followed up with a stomp and a kick. Bam Bam Bigelow was trying to make his way to his corner for a tag, but Zeus would not allow it. The human wrecking machine with a big time crossbody, a cover and a hook of the leg, 1, 2, but Bam Bam Bigelow powers out, and Boss Man was there to break up the pin. Zeus with a stomp to the leg of Bam Bam Bigelow, a stomp to the midsection, a kick to the back. Bam Bam counters with a kick to the head of Zeus, a kick to the midsection, a clubbing double axe handle, and a clubbing overhand right takes Zeus down to the canvas face down. Big Boss Man finally brought in on the tag. Zeus moves in. Oh, wow. Boss Man misses with the clothesline, catches a right from Zeus. Whip to the far corner. Another splash for Boss Man. Down he goes. The human wrecking machine pressing the advantage here. Boss Man nails him with the clothesline that time. The big Boss Man moves in, catches a shot to the midsection from Zeus. Zeus doesn't connect with that charge. Boss Man gathers him up. Vertical suplex to Zeus. The big Boss Man moves right back in, again driving all his weight into the lower back of the human wrecking machine. Boss Man tags in Bam Bam Bigelow, who moves in on Zeus. Wow, took him down hard. Bam Bam Bigelow gets a hold of the human wrecking machine, has him up over the shoulder. Oh man, beautiful Samoan drop from Bam Bam Bigelow. Here comes the Great Khali on a hot tag. Locks up Bam Bam Bigelow. Has him up over the shoulder and deposits him head first into the turnbuckle. Khali with a choke slam on Bam Bam Bigelow, rounds him up on another one. A claw choke slam just grabs your whole head and slams you. Oh, looks like the Punjabi Nightmare starting to press the advantage here. Chop to the head of Bam Bam Bigelow. The Great Khali. He's stalking Bam Bam Bigelow here. He's got him up, a double choke lift, and down he goes. Khali covers, but Boss Man right there to break it up. A little bit too close to the Law and Disorder corner. The Great Khali drives the knee of Bam Bam Bigelow into the canvas. Goes after the big Boss Man, brings him into the ring the hard way. I mean, he flew too. Hard right to the back of the head. The Great Khali lays him out, clubbing right to the chest of the big Boss Man. Bam Bam Bigelow laid out on the outside, the referee counting him. And the Great Khali imposing his will on the big Boss Man. A gouge of the face as Bam Bam returns to the ring. Khali waiting for him, whips him to the ropes, and a wicked kick. Well, sir, looks like things have turned around for Zeus and Khali. Boss Man stunned. Bam Bam Bigelow gets a hold of Khali. Belly-to-belly suplex as the Punjabi Nightmare rolls out to the floor. Big Boss Man returns to his corner. Bam Bam Bigelow with a series of shots and a clothesline takes the Great Khali down on the outside. A rolling elbow to the chest from Bam Bam Bigelow. A stomp to the face from Bam Bam Bigelow. A stomp to the back of the head. The Great Khali getting all kind of boots imposed on him, courtesy of the Beast of the East. Another rolling elbow to the Great Khali. Bam Bam Bigelow gets him back inside the ring. Now look at this, Law and Disorder doing a little bit of trickery here. Bam Bam makes his way back inside the ring. Takes himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. The Great Khali has been motionless for some time. Here we go. Another big-time crossbody. 300 plus pounds. Oh, man. Well, there goes the referee, Walt Rothburn. A casualty of this match, courtesy of Zeus. Boss Man whipped out to the outside by Zeus. Referee's out to lunch. The Great Khali catches the kick and a double axe handle and a clothesline to the back from Bam Bam Bigelow. Surprised Eric Bischoff isn't exploiting this as a headbutt from Bam Bam Bigelow. The referee has been out for some time now. Oh man, just a splash across the chest. Khali counters with a kick, gets himself back up. Another kick to the midsection. Bam Bam Bigelow countered by the Great Khali. Khali gets a hold of his face with that big hand and slams him. Oh, what up? Referee back on duty as the Great Khali tags in Zeus. Bam Bam Bigelow in the far corner gets himself to a standing position. Here comes Zeus with the charge and a man, nasty splash. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Oh man, slow count on Walt Rothburn. I think his brain's got a little bit scrambled. Zeus taken down by Bam Bam. Bam Bam delivers a kick to the Great Khali. Rounds up Zeus again. Has him up, clubbing right to the chest. Bam Bam Bigelow with a stomp to the arm of Zeus. Zeus rounded up again. Bam Bam escorting him to the Law and Disorder corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Here comes the Big Boss Man on the tag. Bam Bam holds him steady for a kick to the ribs from Boss Man. Boss Man has him up, slams him down. What a spine buster. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. All right, Walt Rothburn's got his act back together. That slow count had me questioning things. Boss Man stalking Zeus. Rounds him up. Boss Man slam. This could be the end right here. 1. No. The Great Khali there to spoil the plans. Bam Bam Bigelow misses with the leg drop on Zeus. The Boss Man gets a hold of him by the trunks. Vertical suplex to the human wrecking machine. The Big Boss Man slowly and deliberately making his way all the way up to the top turnbuckle here. Zeus slowly making his way to a standing position. And here we go. Double axe handle definitely finds the mark on the big old bald head of the human wrecking machine. And here comes Bam Bam Bigelow on the tag. Bam Bam charges the Great Khali. Shoulder tackle takes him down. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, the Big Boss Man going to work on Zeus. But this, a rib breaker from the Boss Man. The Great Khali on Dream Street as Bam Bam Bigelow paces along their side of the ring. Big Boss Man in control of the human wrecking machine at the present time. Bam Bam Bigelow takes over, stomp to the midsection. Rounds up the human wrecking machine, rolls him back inside the ring. Law and Disorder definitely in big time control of this one as the Big Boss Man tags in. Zeus slowly making his way to a standing position again. Counters with a shot to the midsection of the Big Boss Man. Has him up into a bear hug, a possible submission here. Bam Bam Bigelow here to make sure that don't happen. Zeus locks up Bam Bam, whips him to the ropes, but turns his attention back to the Big Boss Man as Bam Bam puts on the brakes. Takes himself out of the equation. Hard right to the Boss Man from Zeus. And oh man, Boss Man's reeling. Here comes the Great Khali. And we are now with less than 5 minutes to go in this matchup so far. A claw chokeslam from the Great Khali on the Big Boss Man. The Punjabi Nightmare takes himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle here. The Big Boss Man making his way to a standing position here. The Great Khali tags him across the back with a double axe handle. Boss Man quickly making the hot tag to Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam charges, catches the shoulder from the Great Khali. Khali escorts him to his team corner. Bam Bam counters but catches a cheap shot from Zeus. Khali goes behind. Bam Bam slammed into the turnbuckle again. Here comes Zeus on the tag. Here comes a double team. A kick to the ribs from Zeus to Bam Bam Bigelow. A double choke lift and slam down to the canvas as Zeus goes for the cover. 1. Boss Man right there to break it up, and I mean quickly. Zeus goes back to work on Bam Bam Bigelow. I'm very much surprised to see how well behaved Eric Bischoff must be today. I don't know what's going on with him. Must be sleepy. Zeus, all the way up on the top. Oh man, Big Boss Man trying to take him down and succeeds in doing so. Which is a good thing because Bam Bam Bigelow is just now getting to his feet. Zeus with a stomp to the back of Bam Bam Bigelow. The Great Khali comes in on the tag. The Punjabi Nightmare tags Bam Bam with a series of rights and a clubbing overhand across the back. Bam Bam counters with a shot. A knee to the midsection from Khali. Khali tries to get Bam Bam up. Good luck with that. There's a headbutt. Bam Bam goes behind a hard shot to the back of the Great Khali. Double axe handle across the back. Down goes the Punjabi Nightmare. As Bam Bam Bigelow again makes his way to the top turnbuckle. And a beautiful diving headbutt. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. But Zeus, one more time, saving the match for his team. Bam Bam Bigelow didn't appreciate that. The Great Khali probably going to be made to pay for it. Oh, here's a cloverleaf. And an elbow to the leg from Bam Bam Bigelow as Boss Man goes to work on Zeus on the outside. Man, Law and Disorder has been firing on all cylinders all through this match. Bam Bam Bigelow making his way to a stand position on the apron. A shoulder tackle from the Great Khali takes him out to the floor. Khali turns his attention to the Big Boss Man. A headbutt to him, and out he goes. Zeus is still laid out on the wrong side of town. Eric Bischoff checking on Bam Bam Bigelow as Khali gets a hold of him. Kick to the midsection. Sets him up for the powerbomb, but catches the back body drop instead. Bam Bam Bigelow goes after Zeus immediately. Slams him down. Both Zeus and the Great Khali both in big time trouble here. Bam Bam Bigelow catches a right from the Great Khali. Khali slams him into the barricade. Misses with the clothesline. Bam Bam misses his move. A clothesline finally succeeds in taking Bam Bam down. The Great Khali rounds him up, gets a hold of him, slams him into the barricade, and with less than 2 minutes to go, guys, this is starting to look like it might be an out-of-control time limit draw. The Great Khali once again slamming Bam Bam Bigelow into that barricade as Eric Bischoff watches. The Punjabi Nightmare does it again. Bam Bam Bigelow taking quite the beating over here as the referee continues to count. Bam Bam counters with a one-arm takedown of the Great Khali. Bigelow gets him back in the ring, finally takes down Zeus for good measure. And Bam Bigelow putting a stomp on the human wrecking machine on the outside as the Great Khali is motionless center ring. He looks like he might even be hurt. And Bam Bigelow takes himself all the way to the top again. The Great Khali rolls it over. Boom! Diving headbutt. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. And with just 45 seconds left, Law and Disorder win this one by pinfall.
Time, 19 minutes and 15 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, Law and Disorder.
Well, it has certainly been an interesting night. Talk about your buzzer beaters. With only 45 seconds to go, Bam Bam and the Big Boss Man finally managing to take down Zeus and the Great Khali. And what a Legends Division match it was, too. To their credit, I mentioned it as a footnote here. If it took them that long to take down Zeus and Khali, you could definitely say Zeus and Khali put in a pretty solid performance themselves. All right, folks, when we return, it's going to be Powerhouse Patty Powers in single non-title action. Stick around.
Up next, it's Sherry Martel with Too Short Popeye on her leash as she gets set to lock up one-on-one in a non-title matchup with Triple Crowner Patty Powers. This next non-title Ladies Legends contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Too Short Popeye Scott Bell from Nashville, Tennessee, here is Sherry Martel.
All right, not a whole lot of background between these two ladies. They clashed last Christmas for the Women's Gulf Coast Championship, and obviously, Patty Powers won that one, so now Sherry and Too Short have come looking for a wee bit of payback.
Patty is heavily favored to win this return match as well, and Patty, rather boldly, has chosen to forego having a second at ringside tonight. Such is her confidence that she's got Martel's number. But we all know Scott Bell, who's going to do whatever he can to assist Sherry the instant the match starts going south for Sherry.
And if ever you were going to bet on a sure thing, that would be about it.
Her opponent from Tampa, Florida, is NRW All-Women's Triple Crown Champion and the Reigning Ladies Legends Champion, Powerhouse Patty Powers.
Well, next to Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote herself, Patty Powers, with that big hair and that big personality, is definitely one of my favorites in the ladies division. Another Triple Crown Ladies Champion, and I think she does have Sherry Martel's number tonight.
The fact that she's out here by herself with no backup at all, to me, that's a sure sign that Patty feels this one's in the bag and can't be ruined even by the presence of Old to Short at ringside.
You already know how I feel about Scott Bell and his people, so may all of Patty Powers' guesses be correct. All right, here we go. Walt Rothburn rings the bell, and here we go. They lock up, collar and elbow kick to the midsection from Sherry Martel. Martel with a snapmare and into a surfboard stretch on Patty. Referee checking it out, but Patty already up on one knee and flips her free. Charges and a clothesline takes down Sherry Martel. Going for a quick cover here. One. Oh man, just about a one. Sherry Martel kicking out of that one all too easily. Patty Powers drives an elbow into the head of Sherry Martel. Patty locks her up. And oh man, another clothesline. Down goes Sherry Martel again, and another elbow to the skull of Sherry Martel. I'm sure Too Short is not appreciating this moment right here. A series of stomps from Patty Powers to Sherry Martel. Martel back up on her feet. Patty misses with the clothesline. Shoves Martel away, nails her with a second one. Oh, damn. Here's a stomp to the midsection. Patty rounds her up, snaps the arm, and here we go. Too Short Popeye going under the ring for a little something extra. He's got a kendo stick out there. Surprised he didn't throw it into the ring to her. Sherry Martel against the ropes. Patty Powers rounds her up, hangs her up off the top rope. Down goes Sherry Martel again. Patty Powers rounds up Sherry Martel, snaps the arm again. Oh, well, Patty Powers firmly in control of the situation at the present time. Hard kick to the back of Sherry Martel. Sherry Martel catches yet another arm snap. Her arms are going to be so weak she's not going to be able to punch. Patty all the way up off the top turnbuckle. Boom! Big time crossbody with a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Oh, man, another near fall as Patty Powers retains firm control and momentum here. Patty gets a hold of Sherry Martel, slams her into the far corner turnbuckle, gets a hold of her. And another short arm clothesline to Sherry Martel, drops her center ring. Patty shoved away by Sherry Martel, quickly back up on her feet, gets a hold of Patty Powers, whips her to the far corner, charges. Patty Powers quickly countering out of the corner, rounds her up into a bear hug. How about this? This one we don't see too often. Patty releasing the hold almost immediately. Martel back up on her feet, into a loop Tez press, a series of punches. Patty trying to protect her head. Sherry Martel back up on her feet, and into a blatant choke on Patty. Well, she was not going to be polite after all that. Too Short Popeye already manipulating the turnbuckle pads. Sherry Martel putting all her weight into her foot, stomping on the midsection of Patty Powers, applying a whole lot of pressure. And again, man. All right, well, Sherry Martel has definitely woken up and is trying to regain advantage here. Sherry Martel rounds up Patty Powers, a hard slap across the face. Sherry Martel whips Patty to the far corner, charges. A splash takes Patty down, seated into the corner, and Sherry Martel putting the boots to the throat of Powerhouse Patty Powers. Now the momentum has definitely shifted. Martel covers. One. Only a one. And barely just a one. Sherry Martel to go back to work here. Patty Powers back up on her. Oh man, a gouge of the eyes. Martel goes behind, a hard shot to the back. Patty Powers whipped to the far corner again. Patty Powers quickly escapes the corner, gets a hold of Sherry Martel. Martel gouges the eyes one more time. Takes Patty down. Into a toe hold. Oh, man. Patty shoves her away. Gets back up on her feet. Moves in. Martel with a hard right. Patty Powers. Locked up by Sherry Martel, clubbing overhand right to the back. Sherry Martel rounds her up. Headlock punch. Takes Patty down to the canvas again. As Sherry Martel makes her way to the top turnbuckle here. Patty rolls out of the way just in the nick of time. How about this right here? Patty Powers with a kick to the midsection, a clubbing double axe handle to Sherry Martel, followed up by a clothesline to the back of the head. Sherry Martel with a brief moment's inspiration, but is getting away from her. Patty Powers yanking the arm against the ropes. Sherry Martel still trapped in the corner. Patty Powers slams her head into the turnbuckle. Patty gets a hold of her. A headlock punch in retaliation. Sherry Martel comes up out of the corner. Patty gets a hold of her. A Cobra clutch. Well, now here's a page out of the Sergeant Slaughter playbook. Sherry Martel trapped center ring. No ropes to get to. Patty releases the hold. Sherry Martel in big trouble here. Too short Popeye. Starting to get into it with Patty Powers. Patty does not seem to care very much what Scott Bell's got to say. Sherry Martel's still laid out, so there ain't going to be no distraction. Sherry Martel's just getting back to her feet. Patty clubs her over the head with a right. Gets a hold of her. Sherry Martel caught in a gut wrench suplex from Patty Powers. Patty rounds her up over the shoulder. And here we go, running power slam from Patty Powers. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3, and chop this one up. Patty Powers defeats Sherry Martel by pinfall. Let's get the official time.
The time, 5 minutes and 32 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Patty Powers.
You know, it's not very often that we get to see a match in which the outcome was such a foregone conclusion. But I got the sense as Patty Powers made her way to the ring before the bell had even rung that she absolutely knew she was going to beat Sherry Martel in just 5 minutes and some chump change in seconds. You're not wrong, Tex. Patty exudes confidence.
Absolutely, positively, what a beautiful running power slam to get the 3-count pinfall on Sherry Martel while Too Short Popeye has an apoplectic fit. All right, folks, our main event with Tibor Bolescu, the Snarl TV champion, in just a moment.
And in tonight's Snarl main event, it's gonna be the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, one-on-one in a non-title scrap with Snarl TV champ, the Hungarian Hurricane, Tibor Bolescu.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's Snarl main event is a non-title match set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Omaha, Nebraska, weighing 256 pounds, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Not to harp on the point, how was Ted DiBiase during this meeting between yourself and JBL? What was his mood like?
He was combative, as Ted DiBiase will be from time to time. But I think JBL and I got him to see reason. And I know this sounds crazy, but I think myself, JBL, and the $1 Million Man came to some kind of accord at that meeting that night.
Geez, Tex, I'd be a little skeptical of DiBiase. You sure you can even trust the guy with whatever it is he has going on?
I can trust Ted DiBiase. I can trust JBL a hell of a lot more, but I can trust Ted DiBiase up to a certain point.
His opponent accompanied by light heavyweight champion Sir Reggie Smythe. From Budapest, Hungary, weighing 200 pounds, he's the reigning Snarl television champion, the Hungarian Hurricane, Tibor Bolescu.
All right, Team Euro in the house. Sir Reggie Smythe, the RWL light heavyweight champion, accompanying his tag team partner, the Hungarian Hurricane, the Snarl television champion, Tibor Bolescu, to ringside tonight for this matchup against the $1 Million Man.
I'm afraid I have to agree with Johnny here. A Unless, of course, you'd be willing to let us in on just a bit more info about the actual nature of this meeting, I mean.
I find your lack of faith disturbing, Wally. Just have faith. In your old boy Tex, it was just three rich guys getting together to talk over some business.
Business you're not able or willing to discuss, is that it?
Pretty much. All right, well, this should prove to be a rather interesting main event. Let's see how it all shakes out. Referee Walt Rothburn rings the bell. They come center. Bolescu with a jumping neck breaker on the $1 Million Man. Tibor Bolescu rounds up DiBiase. Discus punch takes him down. A stomp to the back. The Hungarian Hurricane rebounds off the ropes. Big time splash. Right center ring on the $1 Million Man. Ted DiBiase rounded up again by Tibor Bolescu. He's got him all the way up. Big time powerbomb. Bolescu. Absolutely a house on fire right here. DiBiase so far has yet to mount any kind of credible offense. Up over the shoulders goes DiBiase. A knee to the skull, a GTS from the Hungarian Hurricane, who pitches DiBiase halfway across the ring by his ankle. Bolescu with a stomp to the shoulder. And another one. Sir Reggie Smythe watching his tag team partner take DiBiase apart piece by piece and section by section. DiBiase counters with a right. Locks up Bolescu. Little snapmare and a fist drop from the $1 Million Man. The first real offense we've seen so far. Bolescu catches a right, a chop. DiBiase with a hard shot to the midsection. Bolescu counters with a hip toss. Tibor Bolescu opens up with a series of shots. Ted DiBiase puts on the brakes, delivers a shot to the midsection. Takes Bolescu down. And now into a spinning toe hold on the outside as the referee continues to count. Sir Reggie Smythe standing right there, but not going to get directly involved. That's not his way of doing business. DiBiase rounds up Bolescu. Gets him back inside the ring. Sir Reggie Smythe looking rather contemptuously at the $1 Million Man as he makes his way back inside. Bolescu takes him out back onto the floor a second time with a clothesline. And the fans are just going nuts. They are loving Tibor Bolescu right now, man. DiBiase rocks up the Hungarian Hurricane, slams him into the ring apron. Oh, man. Follows it up with a stomp. Bolescu misses with a clothesline. Gets taken down by the $1 Million Man right back into that submission. Oh, man, here we go. A leg lock on Bolescu as the referee continues to count. Tibor Bolescu turning it around on the $1 Million Man. DiBiase up to his feet first. Bolescu catches a kick to the midsection. DiBiase locks him up, catches a knee from Bolescu. DiBiase counters with a kick. Locks up Bolescu, rolls him back inside the ring. Sir Reggie Smythe following along with Ted DiBiase as he makes his way back inside. The $1 Million Man gets locked up by Bolescu. Hard whip to the ropes and a power slam with a cover and a hook of the leg. One, but only a one. Ted DiBiase gonna have to take a little bit more work on the part of the Hungarian Hurricane here. DiBiase whips Bolescu to the ropes, counters with a retaliatory power slam, follows it up with a stomp. Bolescu quickly back up another clothesline, takes DiBiase right back down again. Ted DiBiase being outclassed by the Hungarian Hurricane, the Snarl TV champion. A hip toss from DiBiase as Bolescu rolls out to the floor. DiBiase makes his way all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Bolescu makes his way back inside. You'll have to forget the high-risk finish. Whoa! A hard right that took DiBiase down hard. DiBiase playing it off like he's okay, but I doubt it. Goes behind on Bolescu. Locks him up, kick to the midsection. Has him up in the powerbomb position, but Bolescu says, oh, no, you don't. A couple of shots to the head to DiBiase and a jumping neckbreaker on the outside. The $1 Million Man definitely having his problems this evening with the Hungarian Hurricane. A stomp to the face from Tibor Bolescu. Bolescu rounds up DiBiase, another discus punch. Man, Tibor Bolescu slams DiBiase into the lip of the apron, takes himself back inside the ring. Here comes Ted DiBiase. They lock up. Bolescu has him up over the shoulders, hangs him up off the top rope, down goes the $1 Million Man. Tibor Bolescu rounds up Ted DiBiase again. DiBiase with a right, locks up Bolescu, snapmare, and a jumping fist drop from the $1 Million Man. Bolescu trying to get back to his feet, but look at this, Ted DiBiase gouging the face of Tibor Bolescu. And so far, he really hasn't amounted a whole lot of offense, seriously. A headlock punch from the $1 Million Man, trying to battle his way back into this one. Bolescu catches a back suplex from Ted DiBiase. The $1 Million Man stalking Tibor Bolescu. Bolescu getting back up to his feet. Ted DiBiase slaps on the $1 Million Dream. And this could be the end right here. Tibor Bolescu counters it, gets himself free, gets back up on his feet, and another jumping neckbreaker to the $1 Million Man. Ted DiBiase just getting battered over here. Bolescu whipped to the ropes. DiBiase ducks under. They collide with no result. Bolescu misses with a swing, locks up the $1 Million Man, has him up over the shoulders. Where's he going to deposit him? Slams him down hard. The $1 Million Man trying to get back up to his feet. Tibor Bolescu right there takes him down with another clothesline. DiBiase back up, swings and misses, rebounds off the ropes, catches a back body drop from the Hungarian Hurricane. Bolescu moves in with a spine buster on the $1 Million Man, quickly going for the cover. 1, 2, but no. Ted DiBiase getting that left shoulder up just in the nick of time. The Hungarian Hurricane follows it up with another stomp. And Ted DiBiase is busted open, a driving knee into the side of the head of the $1 Million Man. As Tibor Bolescu continues to stalk DiBiase absolutely relentlessly all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Here's the dive. Whoa! Countered into a power slam by the $1 Million Man. Probably the most impressive move we've seen so far. DiBiase going to work on Bolescu on the outside. Bolescu counters, takes him down. The Hungarian Hurricane rounds him up. Whoa! Gut wrench suplex. A stomp to the midsection. Ted DiBiase slams him down by the arm, face first into the floor. The $1 Million Man opens up with a series of shots, a snapmare, and another jumping fist drop to Tibor Bolescu. Drives a knee into the head of the Hungarian Hurricane as the referee continues to count. A blatant stomp to the face of the Hungarian Hurricane. DiBiase rounds him up, a chop, another one, and a big-time chop that takes Bolescu down to the floor again. Ted DiBiase finally starting to mount some serious offense, catches the knee to the midsection. Bolescu opens up with a series of shots and a kick. Gets a hold of DiBiase, drives a knee into his skull. The $1 Million Man hauled halfway across by his ankle again. Tibor Bolescu goes to work. Heel hook stretch on the $1 Million Man. Bolescu gathering up Ted DiBiase. Gets a hold of him. Gets him back inside the ring. And here comes Tibor Bolescu. Bolescu takes himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Here's the... Whoa! What distance on that one? An elbow drop. Bolescu covers. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Tibor Bolescu, the Snarl TV champion, defeats the $1 Million Man by pinfall.
The time, 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Tibor Bolescu.
While we've seen Tibor Bolescu perform exceptionally before, he had it dialed up to a different place tonight. Ted DiBiase getting absolutely routed by the Snarl Television champion in tonight's main event. There's that beautiful elbow drop. I mean, he got some distance on that. Rolled Ted DiBiase over for the 1, 2, 3, and that was about it for this one.
And that's it for tonight's Snarl as well. Fans, we really want to thank you all again for supporting our WL Wrestling the way you do. Please know it's appreciated. All right, our next RWL telecast will be Tuesday, July 15th, when our WL Rage returns with Don Hickson, Christy Ogilvie, and Myron Schimmelman. For all of us here at Snarl, this is Wally Cardinal saying